Henry, presumably fully fit and raring to go. How good does it feel to be back?
Oh yeah, it's great. I mean, it's again very disappointing to get the injury that I did off the back of just coming back from a long-term one. So mentally, I got over that, pushed forward. I mean, credit to the coaches and the physios and the conditioning department to really planning out my return to play and getting me fit and physically better than I've sort of ever been really. So I'm looking forward to getting back out there and to sort of watch as less rugby as I can really now.
And has it been a case that sort of the last 2 or 3% has been the hardest on that road to recovery of getting yourself sort of ready to be, going back into match action?
Yeah, I mean it always is. It's almost the top two like sort of percent mentally, which is the hardest. I mean, as I said, we had a really strong sort of return to play plan that we had and we covered and we ticked all those boxes and getting me physically prepared for what I would sort of have to go through in a game. So it's now sort of getting the mind ready. It's the lead up to the Friday night game. Now it's a 8 o'clock kickoff, so it's going to be a long day to ponder and wonder about everything that's going to come. So I think if I can just keep the nerves at bay and just go out there and just really look forward and enjoy the rugby, I'm hoping that it'll be a good performance and fingers crossed can contribute to a good win.
And when you talk about nerves, is it almost like making your debut all over again, coming back from injury in some ways?
Yeah, I mean there's always you have a long time out and the game does change so quickly. So structures and plays that we ran when I was fit have completely gone out the window. So you're learning a whole new book again. And I think everyone, as I said, like the support staff that I've had in getting me up to scratch and getting me up to pace with everything has been great. The players have been great, sort of teaching me all the things. I'm just learning and watching them play and what's worked well for them. So. Yeah, it's going to be nerves, it's going to be excitement, it's going to be like playing for the first time again. And as I said, now it's just a case of getting out there and getting on with it really.
So you're learning from everyone else. There's no sort of them looking at you thinking, well, this guy's played over 100 games for the club. He must know what he's doing.
I don't know. It's been I've been trying to pick as many brains as I can. I mean, I've watched a lot of rugby and people like Matt Scott, who's been playing 13 all season. He's done excellent, and always trying to pick his brain and what's working well for him, where he's finding that potentially we can sort of adapt as a squad and change maybe and tweak a few things to be better. So I've listened to them. I'm going to try and keep my game and bring my game that's a tiny bit different to those guys. But yeah, I mean, I'm just looking to slot in and try and contribute to the team going forward. And when we get into the Premiership, if I can be a help of any way to the squad and really wanting to sort of climb at the table, I'm going to try and do that.
And how exciting is the style of play that Gloucester have been attempting to play all season, but has really clicked in the last 3 weeks?
Yeah, I mean, credit to that. We've got some really good results off the back of that now, and I think now that we've got the confidence to throw it around, as it were, we are sort of mentally checking ourselves and we can play like this and we can be positive on the front foot and we can go forward. But I think now where we struggled in the past of having sort of like a plan B, I think now we've got a very rounded performance now where we can just kick and use the pressure game and really rely on our defence going forward and turning that into attack, and then when we're on the front foot we can score tries with ball in hand as well.
And Bath away, obviously you know what that fixture's all about, and I suppose there might be some who are going into it for the first time. How different is a match away to Bath? No matter what team they put out, it's just still going to always have that bit extra, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it always is. It doesn't matter what team we put in, it doesn't matter what team what they put in, it's always going to be that local derby with that edge, always physical, always have to be on point. You can't switch off in any games, and I think we've been sort of guilty of that over a few at the beginning of the season, is just completely switching on and then teams sort of having their way. So I think we're going to do our best. We've sort of planned for that. We know what's coming, and you said those guys that have their first caps and those first appearances, it's going to be a bit of a shock. But I mean, I've got sort of confidence in all those guys that are playing to do their job and to really push forward and try and get away with the win.
And how do you view Gloucester's chances of getting through to the knockout stages of this? Because not a million miles behind Leicester in Pool 4.
No, yeah, good. I mean, I'm confident. We are developing every week, and I think the things that we're getting wrong, we are starting to put right, and that's a confidence booster going in for all the guys that are playing. So I'm going out there to win. I think everyone else is going to go out there to win, and as you said, if we can sort of push forward in all fronts of the Europe, the LV and the Premiership, that's our plan. We go out there to win every game, and even though we've got a lot of guys that haven't played a lot of rugby, they're out there to prove themselves as well. So everyone's going to be up for it.
And I suppose you coming back now, it's almost like the start of the season for you. You've done the longest pre-season
Yeah.
of anyone. Just a case of sort of, you can add a bit of extra energy and a bit of extra competition and a bit of extra guile in the midfield.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very, very fresh. I haven't got any bumps or bruises. I've been conditioned really well physically. As I said, it's good to be fresh in this sort of end of the season. And as you said, if I can be some fresh legs and help the team in any way, I'm going to do my best to do that.